Good evening, everyone, and hi. I am Prerna Wagmare, studying in second year Chemical Department and the Content Coordinator in Diva Club. First of all, I welcome you all and all our participants present here and the guest on today's dais on behalf of Vishwakarma Institute of Technology and Diva Club. So, today I welcome you all on this amazing session that is Leaders in Conversation. As we all know, we are having Women's Day on 8th of March. So, Diva Club came across an amazing idea of celebrating this whole week as the Women's Week. Basically, Diva Club is a women's committee who works on the social awareness for women. But as time passed in these years, the club, without restricting itself, moved towards many different domains such as technology, entrepreneurship, finances, sportsmanship, etc. etc. So, on this special occasion, we have organized many webinar sessions in which we will have conversations with amazing leaders within our country, specifically women, who have achieved huge success within their domains. So, without wasting much time into the introduction, we will begin in celebrating this Women's Week and taking leaders in conversation on the next level. So, Diva Club welcomes Sushmita Kaneri as the leader in conversation for today. Sushmita Kaneri ma'am are the VIT Alumini itself, a tech sociopreneur and the founder of Techposeindia and transparentgullak. Sushmita ma'am stands amongst the 9 winners from Maharashtra for Asia's 1000 Women Awards. She has pitched up her startup venture series for which is for women and by women in 100 plus Indian cities and 90 plus sectors, impacting more than 10,000 plus women entrepreneurs in 30 plus countries around the world. We are really blessed to have you on this special occasion with us. We are glad that you had the same enthusiasm to inspire the students and the youth of today's country. So, a warm welcome from all the participants on the live studio and Diva Club to our today's guest, Sushmita Kaneri ma'am.
Thank you, Prerna, for such a warm introduction.
Thank you. So, moving on further, Martin Luther once said that if you can't fly, then you can run. If you can't run, you can walk. If you can't walk, then at least you can crawl. But by all means, just keep moving. So, without wasting much time in this, we will begin to the questioning series. But before that, I want to tell all the audience present that live chat is available. So, whatever the question you have for ma'am, you can post it there. So, ma'am, I have can ask a question that when did you come to know and how did you come to know that you had a desire to be an entrepreneur?
Okay, so actually, that never happened that I came to know about it. Rather, I just jumped onto it, and later I realized, oh, I am onto my entrepreneurial journey now. So, just to give a glimpse of how did it started at very first sight. So during my final year of engineering in VIT, of course. I was in IT department, information technology. So in my final year, I was a co-founder and CTO with one of the technology-based startup based out of Pune, and that's where we started. We were purely into technical-oriented product based, be into proper B2B, as in business to business sector, and we just put our heart and soul into it and we started it off. So even that journey of the previous startup, that started when we had participated in one of the hackathons, and we won there, and we continued the same idea, wherein why just limit ourselves to winning that hackathon, and why not make it a commercial thing, because that's where we identified that yes, this problem is a global problem. Let's solve it, let's commercialize it and go out in the market. And so from the hackathon, we started our journey, we commercialized it, and we went into product development stage with the previous startup. And that's how the basically the journey started in the startup world. Yeah.
So basically, we can say that the basic platform that you got about thinking of being an entrepreneur was the VIT, right?
Yes, absolutely. So I always flatter on this point that being a VITN, I got immense of time because of the way our curriculum is placed in, wherein we have holidays, but a lot of holidays. But thing is, I we are pushed in doing different internships and participating in different maybe co-curricular, extracurricular activities, and that was definitely a key point for me. Why? Because specifically being in VIT was my plus point, wherein I, before even getting my graduation or my degree, I already had an experience letter with 4 different organizations. And absolutely the credit goes to VIT curriculum, because that's how I was able to manage both these pace, like studying as well as doing working with different organizations. Yeah.
Great, great. That's really great to hear. So, as you said that you came across with these things in third year, fourth year. So, what was your dream? Like in childhood, what were you fascinated of?
Okay. Okay, so I belong to that era wherein we used to read books of Kalpana Chawla and we used to get inspired. So I have heard from like many of the people that during their childhood days they wanted to be an astronaut. So same was my story. Yeah, so this was my childhood dream, you could say. And from there it started like pivoting into more into the social sector, but I never know that I would land up doing a full-time startup into social sector, social entrepreneurship basically. But I think roughly when I was in seventh or eighth standard, um, I started working with different NGOs, either volunteering with them or I used to directly work with beneficiaries. Back then, I had conducted the first crowdfunding platform, uh, not platform, but campaign within my own class, and we had visited orphanage. So I don't know where did I get driven towards this work, but that happened, I guess, naturally. And yeah, that's how it began.
No, really, as you said that in our childhood, like if you ask me too, I was also fascinated about space,
Yeah,
research things. And when my parents would ask me that what do you want to be, then I also want to go in space. It's really fascinating me. I 100% I'm going to go. I'm going to do my future in that. But as the
right.
time went, my interest changed and things change a lot as time being goes.
Yeah.
So, um, as you are now an very amazing, successful entrepreneur, so who's your inspiration? Like in this era, who's your inspiration?
Okay. In this era, I need to think, but I guess from fifth standard, my inspiration has been Swami Vivekananda. I guess you could see it over here also. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely,
So
definitely.
even that inspiration, it's a bit like small story sort of it, because since childhood I was a very timid and shy kid, very timid, and I didn't used to like go up and speak up front and do anything. I was just okay, calm, cool, calm kid doing whatever is given. But I guess in fifth standard, so in our school, this notices used to come on this one sheet of paper, and it used to get circulated across the classes. And then our teacher or the monitor used to read it out. So in fifth standard, similar notice had came in our class stating that there is going to be one allocution competition. Elocution competition was completely out of my comfort zone, being a shy, timid kid. Um, and I don't know how and why did I did that, but I just walked up to my English teacher and I said that I want to participate. How can I go about it? Because till fifth standard I didn't do anything in this elocution, what is speech, how to deliver. I just used to listen and just observe things. And that was the first elocution competition wherein I researched everything on my own. Otherwise, you know how kids do pull off their homeworks, gather parents, do it from their sibling, and
Definitely.
get that done, right? But that was the first gig that I did. I researched. I used my father's laptop, and I went on net. I researched about whom I am going to talk about. So there were 3 topics given, and one which I chose was Swami Vivekananda's stories. So that's how I started researching on my own. I started reading, and the thing was, I prepared a nice speech. I got it corrected from my English teacher and everything. I performed. I went and I participated, and surprisingly, I won that elocution competition. That was a booster
Oh,
that
great.
into something after stepping out of my comfort zone, and that experience was so satisfying. One thing, yeah, I came to know that okay, I can speak in front of like people, and I just can't speak anything but something relevant to the topic. That was one thing, and second thing was, during when I was preparing that speech, I came across so much inspiring stories of a gentleman at this very young age. He did like he influenced entire world by his charm, by his words, the way he used to talk, the way he used to carry himself. How was this possible? Not just a single city, town, not just nation, but the entire world. And that's how I just went crazy. And I remember my school principal scolding me to change the books which I used to get from library, because I used to constantly read about Swami Vivekananda, and she scolded me like, just switch, read something else. So I think that's what my inspiration is. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. As you said, definitely we all have a small scary things within us, like we are scared of these things, we are scared of that things, but at that small age you came across with it and won. You also won that. That's really amazing thing. So moving on to the next question. um when you decided to do your career in entrepreneurship, so many of us face these problems, like, yeah, when you approach these ideas to your parents, they say no, you can't do that, or no, it will not work. So what were your parents thoughts when you told them that yes, you want to do this?
Okay. So I find it funny right now, but back then it was like a serious house situation, you know. So I remember for my previous startup, I didn't reveal until like I was working on the previous startup, but I didn't talk upfront that I'm going to do this to my parents until I secured a job that was a college placement. Fortunately, I got placed in the very initial months, and then I had a huge chunk of time wherein I could just focus on my startup work. And that's when I told them that okay, I want to do this, and they were like, okay, fair enough. Maybe she is not planning as a full time thing. And as the days appeared wherein I was about to graduate, and I told them it's going to be full time and all, it was quite surprising. And specifically, most surprising was the second startup, this social enterprise which I did, because I am a first generation entrepreneur, meaning no one from my family, even from my ancestors, have entered into even business sector or anything. So that was a very strange thing for my parents, that why the heck did she decided to do this, and where did this came from. But I stayed by it, specifically for my second startup. I remember December, it was December 2020 and January 2021. These 2 months I was all on my own. No one was backing me on this, but I made sure that I'm just shutting everything and I'm just focused on to what I want to do, and just validate what I want to do. That validation is really very important. That you just don't become stubborn with whatever you think. but you also have a clear pointers that why are you stubborn and what is driving you to do this, or is it just your ego, or just to prove someone, is it that? So no, it shouldn't be that ego or to prove someone, but rather you should have a clear defined objective that why do you want to enter this. And that's what I focused 2 months into that. And then in my case, touchwood, the results started coming out within 2 months, and then even my parents started aligning. So I just want to say this thing specifically, that it's, don't go against, like, don't think that your parents are against you or they have certain grudges with you. No, it's not. They have set their own journey, they have seen that, and they want the best for you, and that's why maybe they enforce you, maybe their decisions at some or the other point. But you can be you can be wise enough wherein if you have certain different opinion, have a clear analysis around it and try to convince them with those analysis. Don't try to force onto it, but be sure with yourself that why you want to, that why needs to be very clear. And once that why is clear, you automatically start resonating that energy, wherein people start getting convinced, not just convinced, but they start appreciating and they start aligning with what's your vision like. And that's not just in your parents' sake, but also in your friends' sake. And I don't know like how many of the viewers would be starting their startup journey, but it's not just about startup journey, but very little things around. So always have your why clear to yourself first, so that you can then narrate it, and get people aligned to what you want to say. It could be in very small things. So having that 360-degree analysis mindset is really very important. That's what I'll say. Yeah.
Definitely, that 360-degree analysis is definitely that we should learn from you, that how to do that. But when we do any startup, then we come across a point that, oh man, shit, it's not working anymore. Like, it is the person who is doing that is totally depressed.
Mm.
Did you ever felt that thing,
Yeah.
or if
Yeah. Complete. Complete.
or if anyone who is doing this startups and he or she is suffering from this, so what you wanna tell him or her?
Correct. Correct. So yes, this phase comes, and I would be honest. I don't want to sound it like a perfect interview answer, but I'll be honest to put that information out there. That yes, this happens. I don't know, maybe because of the series that are going on, like the TV series, startup. We are doing a startup or entrepreneurship sounds very cool. It's not cool. It's a real business wherein like you start graying your hair right at the age of 22. And yeah, so yes, this phase comes. The thing is, um, how do you, as you quoted Martin Luther King, the main key is to keep moving on. So again, while moving on, that why, if you're clear with that why, this why would help you to keep moving on. So this is very most important thing that I would say. Second thing is, try to figure out what is holding you back or what is making you feel that. So is it your revenue model? Are you going to generate? Is your business not making revenue? Are you not getting your customers onboarded? Is your product not working? Just try to figure out what are the gaps that you can identify as the stopping points, and then work around it. It's that simple. Just identify the problem. Don't just try to overload yourself that everything is not working. It's not that. Maybe it's the negativity that you hold in, that you could not see the positive aspects of whatever you have done. So at this point of time, firstly recollect your why. Second thing is recollect all your achievements and how your maybe users or the customers have given you the feedback. Specifically in social entrepreneurship, we get so amazing feedbacks and from such genuine people. Like someone from the tribal region is calling me up and saying, Didi, this did work. and we are now earning on our own. And like these small little things. So we had done one project in Raigad, and Raigad was flooded heavily a few months back. When people are calling you out of concern, even in these difficult times, and they are still pushing themselves to keep that thing on, why should you drop out? So just recollect these stories, which would inspire you, and these stories you have created. So just keep believing in yourself. Again, don't be stubborn on what you are what you had decided. If that thing, see, startup is all about experiment, learn, move on. Just keep repeating this cycle.
So after the experimentation, don't have a biased result or on basis of maybe your analysis or just the emotion you drive through, but listen to your customer, listen to your users, what they want. And yes, if you're listening to them, the product would be a best fit. So that is one thing, that have your why clear during these times. Recollect your own stories which you had created, because of which you have impacted your customer base, and just experiment, learn, and revise. Just keep doing this thing, and definitely trust me on this. It's tried and tested, and I was in this phase. I won't deny that, but I just kept it going. I was just hanging in there, doing some of the other progress, bit by bit. Another thing I learned during COVID times, when I was undergoing COVID, was the power of taking things slowly. It's really a power. And that's where I never found that my progress or the way my startup is progressing is slow. No, rather it was so much sorted when I tried picking up one thing at a time and doing it, channelizing it, streamlining everything. Taking it slow is also important at some of the other points. Don't just unnecessarily pressurize yourself with the burden. Understand yourself first. Be calm, be composed. Everything would be sorted. Just believe in yourself and give that shot. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. As you said, basically, an entrepreneur is a scientist of markets. If he tries on his product, he works on his product, definitely he'll achieve the success. So, this question that I'm going to ask you the next is a bit crazy and weird. So, um, we all have in our life, we definitely have a unique human beings committee who discourages us.
Oh
Like they have that that tagline that "tumse na ho payega beta." So, did you ever heard that from your colleagues or relatives or anyone?
okay. I don't find it in my colleagues. I don't find it in my relatives also. Because as I said, like relative, I'm a first generation entrepreneur. So no one comes with that business mindset. But yes, things were like very different for them. That when she had such a good job, good high paying job in her own field, why is she doing this? So yeah, that were the things. But I do remember certain incidents wherein so in startup what happens is you keep pitching your idea to different people, not just for the finances but for mentorship, for different incubation programs, or n number of things. You just keep pitching to people. And I remember, I won't take the name of that particular program or whatsoever the pitch was for. But there was this one lady in that panel who asked me certain questions which were a bit like uncomfortable for me to answer in front of panel of like 8 to 15 people who were sitting. And there was this lady who asked me that you are 22 years old, you are a girl, within few years you would get married. What is going to happen to your startup? And I had heard of these certain questions when you are pitching for investment or something, even though it is bit inappropriate to ask such questions in front of a panel. But then trust me on this, like maybe even just take this back home. She asked me these questions. I just dealt it. I told her. Then I was bang on with my achievements. That boss, this is what I had sacrificed for doing this. I could easily get something different, a high, like a very dream job sort of thing. I can hop into it next day. But I have sacrificed certain things, not just me, but my family is also sacrificing, wherein I'm locked in one room and I'm just working towards my startup. They can't talk to me for like days, maybe, and they are able to talk to my sister who is living abroad, and they feel like, does she even exist in this house? So even they are sacrificing. I have sacrificed, and I won't say I've sacrificed, but I've dedicated it. And you asking me such questions was bad. I didn't say that bad, but I showed her that how I am going to do it and why am I doing it. But the crazy part was the next day. So I was not in touch with this lady, and she's a very high profile person in the industry, in my industry specifically. And the other day, the very next day, I get her WhatsApp message, and she says, I want to talk to you. And she calls me up. It was quite late in her region then, past the midnight probably. And what does she ask next was, she liked something from the work I was building, one module from Golovk. So Golovk is our platform. It's our a donation platform wherein like we are onboarding different social impact projects. We are transparently crowdfunding for it, and not just crowdfunding, but also we are encouraging donors to donate their time. In the sense, they can volunteer, they can solve issues of the campaigner who is undergoing that social impact project. So that's Golovk. So she liked one module from that, and what was her offer was, she was basically planning to take over my startup, and not just the startup but me indirectly. So she wanted that module in under her banner, and I should be leading that over there. So people have agenda uh, behind whatever they say. So just make sure if you can crack out that agenda from them, but never demotivate yourself. Again, if that why is clear, uh, I know there would be lows after hearing such things. But if that why is clear, and if you have patience, and if you can have that thing, I don't know what that technique is, but if you could get that agenda from the mind of the person who is sitting before you, I think everything is sorted. Just go with that attitude of yours, a good attitude. I don't want to like promote this bashing sort of thing, but have a good attitude, confidence on the work that you're doing, and everything gets aligned. Those people with having the bad mouth or something negative, also take that in your consideration, because that is going to help in that 360-degree analysis which I mentioned about. So yeah, that's how it is.
So really, as you said, having a positive attitude really helps us. Like in whichever mood you are, or in whichever or whatever work you do, having a positive attitude solves many questions. But really, this part of your journey have resolved my all the questions that I had thought that yes, I have to ask you this, I have to ask that. That all questions I got the answers of my all the questions. So moving towards the questions that audience has asked to you. So we have among one person among audience. They are asking that, when we talk about sociopreneur, what's the prime
Mhm.
motive? Is like generating revenue or anything else?
Yeah. So social entrepreneurship prime focus is that they are solving some societal issues which is going to create a direct social impact. This doesn't means that social entrepreneurship is equal to social work. No. So the prime motive is social impact, but to make that social impact sustainable, so that it keeps you don't just like get off that train of the social entrepreneurship and you just don't end up burning yourself. There has to be sustainability. Who is going to get that sustainability is the revenue which is flowing in. So social entrepreneurship is not equal to social work. It has a pure revenue model. And for the people, like, this is the answer to the question, but I just want to extend a bit, that for people who want to step into social entrepreneurship, have that aim clear, that which social problem you want to solve, why do you want to solve, why do you want to solve, how do you specifically resonate with it, and the next thing is, how are you going to generate a revenue out of it. Because see, I'll be a bit brutally honest. People say this a lot, that I'm passionate for this, I'm passionate to solve XYZ, I'm passionate about X thing. Passion doesn't suffice for long. You would be happy for a certain duration, but that passion also needs to be sustainable on their own. So for that, in a startup, this revenue generation has to be happening. So don't just uh, like back off from thinking on the revenue model. That would be a cheating, or you would be like cheating yourself and the startup. So have that revenue model also, but the primary focus would be your the impact, the social impact that you would be creating, because that's what your why is. And as I said, that why is so important, because every single minute this answer to that why keeps you moving on. So yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So, as you said that a woman who is of age 25, she will get married, she will have kids. After that, she gets a break. Like she has to take a break through it through her professional works. So, as you are a female sociopreneur, so the question from our audience, that is Neha Topni, has asked you that what were the challenges faced by you as a female social entrepreneur?
Okay. um I want to say out what I have experienced, but by saying that, I don't want to like disrespect or not acknowledge, could be a good word, the challenges which other women social entrepreneurs would have faced. But I was fortunate enough wherein I met people, or I networked among such people who rather looked up to me with more respect, that being a woman, she's into this sector, she is literally living in tribal areas to just understand the problems and then solve it using her technology or whatsoever. So people looked up with respect rather than like discouraging me. So there were no challenges, or being a women social entrepreneur, I don't think that there was some disadvantage, but rather there were advantages, wherein people were more humble to me, were more believing into me, were more, because social entrepreneurship is somewhat also related with how empathetic you are. And being a woman, we all are empathetic by default as nature. And that was one key point for me. uh, but I would also like to, I don't, that's what I said, that if I would be like my answer would be skewed. I don't want to hide the other part of the story, because it's not true everywhere. There are differences, but obvious. um so there are certain challenges, just like I can't just roam that freely across everything at any odd hours, though I have like commitment that I have to be, maybe tomorrow morning I have to be in some different state or city, but I need to make sure that I'm traveling at a good hours, because like these experiences, you don't know, it's a very new place to you, when you can travel, what might happen or anything. I'm just giving one example of traveling. So I have to be cautious on that end. But within the community, at least, or within the ecosystem of social entrepreneurship, people are very humble. And in general, I want to know, so I'm based out of Pune. Fortunately, very good people were there in my network, and they were quite open-minded and were quite approachable, wherein I could seek out to them for any difficulties, and they were like, yes Sushmita, tell me what's up. So what's on your mind, what do you want to pull off? And they were there. So there, again, I just want to say there's a good and bad part of it. Focus on the good, but I know we do get into certain situations wherein we are dealing with the other bad part of it. So be careful. You just can't be carefree or bash the feminism over there and do that. You have to be mindful, because see, environment right now is accepting things and is like evolving. So you can't just expect changes overnight. Be patient and be mindful. Don't go crazy over, I don't like your attitude, ego, feminism, or whatsoever. Everything is out there. Just have patience, be mindful of what you're doing, when are you doing. And yeah, world is quite kind enough right now. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Once the person who is in front of you gets the motto of you, the of why you're working and whom you're
Right.
working for, definitely they will also support your work. So
Absolutely.
great, that's really great. Can you tell us about Transparent Gullak? Like, the name is really unique. So how did you come across this name?
Okay, okay, okay. That's a very good story. Um, as I said that in December 2021, 2020, sorry, and January 2021, I was focused. And what I was focusing on was the market survey of the idea, that whether donors could trust and donate, and after donating, they can get the transparency. This was the very starting problem statement which I had identified. And surprisingly, how did I even came to across this problem was, so we all watch YouTube. So I was just watching some YouTube video, but that day I'm not a YouTube premium user, so I was flashed with one of the ads, and that was about now our competitors. It was a very convincing ad, and I was about to donate, and then this thought struck that, because in past I had like made certain donations and then I regretted that, oh, the person is misusing or something. So I was like, would I come to know even if I get cheated, or how is the impact going to be there? And that's where the survey started, wherein we surveyed across 6 different countries to understand the donor mindset. And that's where we realized from these 6 different countries, 89% donors are facing this issue. But currently, the once we went all into this game, the problem was quite refined, and we tried to study more about it. Wherein now, what is our niche is what Golovk does is Golovk basically crowdfunds to bring sustainability. So, what is our vision is, once a campaigner is onboarded, they don't need to just stick on this crowdfunding or rely or get dependable on this crowdfunding, but rather getting these funds, they could start their own sustainable models. Maybe, for example, just to give an example, I visited this tribe in Raigad district, and these women, I interacted with them, and they were like, Didi, after like our house doing house tours, we just sit idle. We don't have anything else to do. And are we? Their question was like, are we even supposed to do something? So that's where the awareness and everything issue crops up. And when we made them understand that how things work, why are you facing this difficulty of having a stable living? Why do you have to go to someone's farms, that too for like 2 3 months, and then for the rest of 8 9 months you are jobless, you don't have clue how to earn for your family. So how can you support, or how can you solve this own problem of your family? And this is one example on what's happening on Golovk. So now these ladies are by themselves earning 9,000 per month on their own. They have set up their own micro enterprises wherein they are creating certain eco-friendly home decor articles right from the material available in their vicinity, in their tribal regions, and they're creating some amazing products. So could you like imagine this thing, like a person who didn't even know that even she has to do something apart from this? is now earning for her own entire family, and she's quite happy. And 9,000 for them is like luxury. So this is one thing wherein people don't have to like just rely on ki abhi donations aage Gullak se and then I'll have something. No, you get these donations, create a sustainable model, and don't just come back again to us for the same project or something. So this is our vision wherein we are crowdfunding. So we are basically a donation platform wherein we collect monetary donations for these social impact projects. So who all are running these social impact projects are social enterprises and non-profits. So non-profits meaning NGOs, trusts, and all. So these we onboard them, we onboard their projects, do the crowdfunding, and people can also volunteer with these NGOs or social enterprises for this project. They can donate time also. So this is one new thing which we are introducing in Golovk in the next version, wherein people could donate time, wherein they could solve the queries of their campaigners, of basically these social transformers. They can volunteer, they can also share the work updates. So these two things happen. Plus the knack is donors, even if they are donating 10 rupees, 1 rupee, or 100,000, 10,000 lakh, they would come to know how their individual penny was utilized for which purpose, not just here, but these donors could even provide feedback which would be reflected for further set of donors, so that the further donors are aware that how the campaigner is working. So we want to create this community which is driven by social impact, and not just a one-time transaction and done, but rather we need to create an engagement. So our ultimate aim is that we would create or inculcate this habit of giving, not just in like the professionals, but right from the students, small kids, because this is what the charity is preached in our culture, because that's what gives happiness, doing something for others. So this is Gullak. Now coming to the second part of your question, that how Gullak was named Gullak. So as I said, in December and January, I was working on this idea. I did market survey, and during that uh, we got into some very good incubation programs and different programs. And one such program was IIM Ahmedabad incubation center, that is CIIE.co. And that program was InnoCity Startup School. That's where I met one person who a fellow startup person. And the other day we were just having a conversation on the ideas, and that's where we were talking about Gullak. And then he said that, why don't you name it Gullak? And then it like striked out, oh yes. So Gullak basically resonates habit of saving something for good, something that you desire for. So this is basically habit of giving for social impact projects, which is going to create like a good impact on the society. So that's where Gullak came in. And trust me on this, like I never thought or never believed, but whenever I say Gullak or I talk about Gullak, people forget my name, but they go back with Gullak. The girl who was talking about Gullak, oh yeah. So, and I feel so good that someone is not remembering my name, but is remembering the name of this product. And that makes me like, it gives me ultimate happiness and peace that someone is recognizing me from the work that we are doing together. I think that brings more happiness. And that's what the story is of Golovk. Yeah.
It's really great to hear this. But as you said that the women are working and earning such amount, the amount doesn't matter really. But the thing that is, they own for their family, they are showing the helping hand for their family. That's really a huge thing for themselves and the family itself. It's really great that you showed them the path of getting earned by themselves. It is really great that you are doing such a noble cause. And as you said, you are the donor for Diva Club, as you are donating your time for us, and and you are solving or giving suggestions for the questions or solving our problems that we have and our audience too has. So, moving on to the next question
Yeah.
from our
Priya,
audience.
just a minute before you move on to the next question. Remember what's the next question? You would be lost. So I just want to
No.
add this thing. You said that you are doing this work. No, it's not me. It's my team of 20, like 20. And in fact, till date, I guess roughly 40 people have contributed to Golovk. And it's so incredible. Like different people are pulling in and working with that enthusiasm, irrespective of like what's the give and take and everything. Everyone could resonate, and you can just maybe go on LinkedIn or go onto our website, techpose.in, and just pick out any person from our team, and you can ask me in person, because I'm not going to reveal their personal stories over here. But everyone comes from our team, everyone comes with their story, and somewhere they can resonate with what Golovk is doing. Even at such, we have like people contributing into this right from, I guess, 20 years, and the max is, I guess, 67 years. So this is the age group which wherein people have contributed into Golovk, 20 to 67. So everyone has come with a very beautiful story, and they have like selflessly contributed towards this. And I think they deserve this equal credit and everything which has gone into this for past couple of months. Yeah. Yes, Prerna, your next question.
Great, really great. We definitely need to say huge thanks to the whole team
Absolutely.
that belongs. Definitely, really you all are doing an amazing job. Really, hats off for that. So, moving on to the next question. Tanvi Bokil amongst the audience, she has asked, "What advice would you like to give to the young peoples about the social cause and its solution? In what way we should lead the journey?"
Oh, hi Tanvi. Very thoughtful question, and quite difficult to squeeze it in like few sentences. Um, Thing is, see, in society, if you see, you could come across different problems, or lot many of problems, and that can be overwhelming. Because if you ask me, every other day I get a call from like different corners of the country saying X is the problem over here and all. I feel empathetic about it. But the thing is, I can't solve everything. And if I do that, I won't be solving any one problem. I won't be solving a single problem. So just pick and choose your own battles, which battle you need to fight, and do that with the considering every pointers. Do your own SWOT analysis, the organization SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunity, threats analysis. That's what SWOT is. Choose the problem or the concern which is closer to your heart, because that is going to help you understand that why very clearly. And this why would keep you moving on. That is one thing. And she also asked that how to pursue, right? Is it? Yeah. So number one is identifying the problem. If you are facing it by yourself, well and good, you can resonate with it very well. If you observed it somewhere, validate that whether that is actually a problem. Maybe this might go a bit longer, but I just want to put that out there. So I was talking to one person the other day, and he had contributed for one African project, wherein he saw this problem that women are walking for miles in like hot scorching sun, and without anything in their feet. They are walking barefoot, and they are just to fetch a couple of buckets of water, and they're carrying it over their head, and they're getting it back to their home. So he found that, oh, this is so bad that accessing water is so much difficult over there. So the solution was they set up hand pumps near those communities. After a few months of setting those hand pumps, they went back to evaluate how their solution went. and how is it, how the communities is now quite sorted. To their surprise, not a single lady was using that hand pump. Not a single lady. Why? Because the problem was wrongly identified. In fact, in the community, that particular community, this was the only one time wherein all these women used to come together and do something out of their household. Otherwise, they are completely at house. And understanding your user is very much important. That what is their concern. You can't unnecessarily force your own mindset that, oh yes, they are walking bare feet in hot sun and everything. Your aspect, maybe you are right, but understand your user, for who is actually going to use your product. So staying very close to your user, be as close as you are to yourself, or even more than that, so that you create that best lovable product which would be used. So that understanding right set of problem which user faces and not what you identify is important. So this is one thing, that identifying and validating the problem. Validate if it is at what scale the problem is, whether it is restricted to one small region, even that is fine. Define your scope very well, and then set your targets. If it is for a small region with small revenue, don't expect that, oh, you could become a billionaire or become unicorn the other day. Have that timeline and expectations. Validate at what scale it is. Is it a regional problem, state, national, global problem? After doing your market survey, then step on to this journey. What could be the solution? How could you solve this problem in a good way, in a very efficient way rather? And then the product cycle starts developing, understanding the requirements, tuning your product to the requirements, building it up, deploying it to the users, testing it out, and just everything, whatever you are doing, just keep your user in loop in some or the other way. That is more important. And yes, I think that's how you start the implementation process. Oh yes, how could I miss this one thing? Have a good connect of mentors. Your mentor is very important. I don't know like what's the audience right now, it's student or what, but uh, choose your mentor. Okay, I shouldn't be using choose, but understand what is your vision, who is more into your sector, and just get in touch with them. Start the conversation. Have these two habits, like by default, just develop these two things, because this is not taught anywhere. You are not going to learn this in the college or anywhere. But be a good conversationist, wherein you could have good conversations, mindful, not just, oh awesome, this is so good, and not those glittery things, but a meaningful, purpose driven with an agenda. So be a good conversationist, wherein you are empathetic and not just like you are there to just take from the other person, but it should be a win-win thing. Second thing is invest in your copywriting skills. So copywriting, as in, it's as simple as drafting a message to someone. That person shouldn't be clueless. If you're like talking to them for the first go, it shouldn't be clueless that out of which world is she coming and talking to me, and what does she after all wants. So having that in a proper flow, in a proper story, that defining the things, and this has really helped. I never knew that I had this, or how could I groom around this. But the first time where I tested this was when Golovk was about to launch. So Golovk was already, we had done the soft launch, it was ready to go, everything was working fine. But the thing was, who would launch this? And that who for us was Bhadipa founders. It's Bhadipa is basically Marathi digital content creators on YouTube. And it's nothing that I knew them for, like I never knew them. I just saw their videos and I was like, oh, good content, that too in Marathi. We could resonate with it. How did it start? I wasn't in touch with them. I had no contact. I have no industry contacts or nothing. No, like no damn single link over there. Thing was, I just researched. I just went on to their websites, read about them, who is in their team, who should I be contacting, who is the communication, who is the person in the lead who is in position to take the decisions. I found them up. I tried to search for their email IDs, which were pretty accessible. So yeah, even this is one thing, even about yourself. If you're doing certain thing, be very easily approachable. Your email IDs should be there, or whatever if you're there on social media, keep it up to date. But obvious, just look for the privacy concerns and that yeah, so I gathered their email IDs, and I just shot them a mail, which was, I guess, three paragraphs, I guess. And in that mail, I just narrated whole heart out. I didn't copy pasted it from Google how to write a mail and template to do this, but I just spoke my heart out in that mail, that why I am approaching them specifically, what why did I even start this, and a complete information of what Gullak is. Because see, my agenda was to call them to launch it. They are not just going to launch something, it could also be very suspicious, some product. They need to know about it. So these basic things, like if someone is approaching you, what could be the requirements they would be looking for? So be mindful, just be in their shoes and try to tell them. No need, very simple language is fine. No need of like a very high quality English or high quality Marathi in Hindi whatsoever. Basic language, very straight, simple, with a clear message. uh, be personal in that if possible, if there is some personal angle, personal touch, so that people could easily connect to the cause. So just invest in your copywriting skill. That was my uh, like the whole moral of this entire story. So two things: be a good conversationist, and second thing is invest in your copywriting. And this is some or the other way it's going to help. I don't know if it is going to earn you money, if that is your concern, but it could be one way of doing that. And having a good network of mentors, and even like any people from different domains. Because probably while doing college projects, we are just exposed to the stream which we are in, but making that a commercial product, or is there is a lot of difference between these two things. Why? Because when a product is out, even about Gullak, I had n number of things to be sorted out before I even put it out in the market, whether it be of technology, the domain, the legal aspect, the CA compliances, legalities involved, that I need to search for the if how much I could crowdfund and XYZ numbers, how from where I could like crowdfund. Can I accept foreign donations straight away? There are like n number of things from different angles, not just the technical work which I do, or not just the social work where I am in. So having a good network of people wherein you are in touch of lawyer, a CA, someone in film industry, I don't know, I'm just putting that out. Have a good network, diverse network, so that wherever you are stuck or you need any help, you have these people on your fingertips whom you could like reach out. So have a very beautiful network. Invest your time into that. Invest in making an effort to talk to the people. Just break that wall or barrier in front of you, and just go out of your comfort zone, explore. It's really very amazing. Yeah.
And definitely, as you said, that having a good conversation really helps us. As my mother says, I would like to mention this, that if you speak a bit sweet or be friendly with anyone, whenever you want them, they'll definitely help you. No
Absolutely.
matter how you are to others, or how you are working, or after so long time you have approached them or anything. They will not remember this, but they will think that, yeah, at that time she was there or he was there. That's really using that you need that network. And to create a network, you don't need to just go back of them, talk to them every day, like good morning text, good morning the text, good night text, or how are you, how are you. So that doesn't matter. Having a good network is just keep a approach, be kind to them, and just stay connected.
Correct,
That's
correct.
what you said.
I'll just add
That's
up one
really
thing
nice.
over here. Yeah, absolutely, Prerna. Because that everywhere, good morning, happy Diwali, good night, it becomes quite irritating. And if I'm getting such messages, I do know the context in background. So be like genuine, just be human, man. There is nothing, no Google answers are required. Another thing I want to make sure is, make sure that I convey this. I came across a very beautiful quote recently, which has also majorly contributed in defining what Gullak is going to do. So, Gullak basically improves the experience of giving. Now, I'll just quote that thing. So, this is said by Maya Angelou, and she says it: people would forget what you said, people would forget what you said, people would forget what you did, but people would never forget how you made them feel. So that feel and the experience that you give, you resonate from yourself, is going to be worthwhile. If someone is feeling good just after listening to you or talking to you, after seeing, just by your vibes or the way you did something for the other person, I think that's where you establish that first connect. And then that connect is sorted, and you can like just make it warm, just make it genuine. Don't force it unnecessarily. So work on that, how you make people feel whenever you meet them, whenever you talk to them. So just invest on that. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I meant. And definitely you told it in an amazing way and a simple way. That's really great. So as we have very less time for
Yeah.
being, so I will move to the last question from the audience. We have Divya Pawar. She has the question that what will be your 5 years plan and vision from now?
Hi Divya, are you an investor or are you looking to work with us? Most welcome. Yeah. So my 5 year vision is to establish or support or help start at least 5,000 social enterprises or non-profits. This is my vision, wherein I could help them start or support their existing social enterprises or non-profits. That's my 5 year vision. And why I want to do this, because I'll just give one example. This Diwali, um, I was in Punjab, and my real elder sibling was going to get married during Diwali itself. But I just felt that I have to be in Punjab, and she was getting married in Kerala, like almost the corners. And I was there in Punjab. I chose to be there, and it was worth it. Uh, and also thanks to my sister and my family that they considered that and were very humble enough. But what made it worth it was, as you know, COVID had hampered a lot very badly. And one of the NGOs from Punjab, the founder of that NGO, she called me up the other day before Diwali, and she narrated stories that how miserable the women over there are, who have literally lost their the only breadwinners of their family, and they are clueless how they could now sustain themselves and their family. They have like little kids. um, and then we thought of like, let's do something meaningful and sustainable again. So this NGO, Women Welfare Association from Fazilka, Punjab, I would like to quote them. So they did the groundwork wherein they interacted with these women, and they we had a conversation with them to understand what are they good at, what they like to do. Because even that is important. We just can't enforce that, okay, you do this business and they'll do it. But obvious, how could you enforce them if they don't have a direction, vision, passion towards it? So we understood their requirements, and uh, whatever raw material was required to start their micro enterprises over there, we raised crowdfunds in within a week for them. We got all the raw materials. We got them delivered during Diwali, and I could proudly say today that that was the very first initiative of Golovk, wherein 6 women-led micro enterprises are now successfully running in Fazilka, Punjab. So I want to say this, that why do I want to do this 5,000, support these 5,000 social enterprises or non-profits? Because I feel empowered when I empower someone over there. And that's what is driving me these days, and it is going to drive me. So that's my vision. Yeah.
Great. You really have a amazing vision. So, um, definitely, it's really great to talk to you. But I would like to mention, like, whenever we see any person's journey on social media or any
Yeah.
website, we get to know that their professional journey. Like, yeah, they invested this much. As if you're an entrepreneur or you have started a startup, then we see he or she started from this much. They were so low at that time, and then they started working, and now they are on this point. But the between part, the middle part, that they had to work so hard from a one-man show till from that to a huge team that you have is really remarkable. And your team and your journey, we got a chance to hear that, and I'm sure it is going to inspire many of us. Really, it's really so amazing journey, and I too got many things to learn from this journey. The small parts that you told us about your life and about your journey definitely will help us in um, making our future bright or sculpturing our future. It is really great. So one thing I would like to mention at the last, that um, this is the thing we all need to keep in our mind, and we need to have faith within our efforts. And if we keep faith within our efforts, we'll definitely achieve success. So that's the thing we always need to remember and keep in our mind, whatever the work you do in your future. So, as we have the time limit here, so we need to conclude the session. But thank you so much, ma'am, for coming here on just one call and giving your valuable time for us. Your journey, as I said, will definitely help us in building our future. Thank you so much. And I would also thank all the participants to hear me and participating in this amazing webinar session. And also, I would like to thank Diva Club to giving me this opportunity to getting interacted with you. Thank you so much. And this was my immense pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Just before we log off, even I would like to thank Diva Club for organizing this, specifically on this particular topic. It's very mindful of you that you girls out there are doing like incredible job, putting very things transparently in front of the audience so that they can get inspired, or they can learn more, or just venture out and look at the things. So thank you for setting this up. Prerna, I must say you are a very good conversationist. And to all the people who are listening this out, I don't know how I added value, but definitely if you think I could help you in any other way, you can reach out to me on all the social media handles, I guess. LinkedIn, Facebook, basic ones, Twitter, Instagram. LinkedIn, wherein I'm most active, and I go by username Kaneri Sushmita, KANERI SUSHMITA, Kaneri Sushmita. So you can just reach out to me anytime. and let me know how I could be of help. And yes, make an effort on building your network, because that is going to be your net worth. You would have heard this many a times. So invest over there and have your why clear. That's what I would like to say for conclusion. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us till now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Have a good day, ma'am.